Hey, I'm Al McGee with YETicket.com. Well, I'm here to talk to two directors for their new film, Leylak. I hope I said the name of the film right?
Leylak, yep.
Leylak? All right, Leylak. And it's a short, but it's going to be at the Tribeca Film Festival in a few days or a week. And that's very important. Unfortunately, for me, it's a short film. And here's Dennis, and we got Dennis Latos, and we got Scott Aharoni. They're the directors. They're duo directors, but the name of the company is Duo Entertainment. So I can see why it's called Duo Entertainment.
Exactly.
You two guys. Well, tell the audience about your film, Leylak.
Yeah, so Leylak is a short film that focuses on grief and loss. And more specifically, it's about what loved ones do for other loved ones during uncertain times to protect them and to comfort them during a time of need. And what we wanted to do is make a film that take place during the pandemic, about the pandemic, to truly capture the times which we were living in.
Yeah, I said to myself when I saw this, well, this is going to be the beginning of many films like this about the loss from the pandemic, because I haven't seen a film yet about the loss because of the pandemic. And I just feel this is a good film because it didn't feel short. It felt accurate. It felt that it was enough. Is that why you all made it like that?
I would say so. Yeah, I think you know, we went in, we told a story, and we got out, and I think we did a great job at doing that. I also think that the film, a lot of people have asked us, hey, like, do you plan on making a feature? And while yes, it could be made into a feature, I think
Right.
this film is perfect just the way it is as a short film.
Well, I agree with you. It's perfect the way it is, because if you make it into a feature, then you got to extend more storytelling about the main characters. In fact, one of the main characters, Yusuf, which is played by Nadir Sarah Becca. I hope I said his name right.
Yeah.
And man, is he Turkish? I know it's about a Turkish family. Is he Turkish?
Yeah, yep, he is Turkey. He's from Turkey, and this is his first American film.
And he was very convincing as an actor. I really enjoyed him. And then in the beginning, when in the first part of the film, where he's doing what he's doing, digging a grave, and I was saying, where is this? I didn't realize it was in New York until a few minutes later.
Yeah.
And why did you all choose New York for this?
I mean, we're New Yorkers, we're born in New York, raised in New York, and we love telling stories about where we live. It's a very wonderful, cinematic driven, gritty place. And New York is a melting pot, and we love just telling stories about what New York means to us, what New York means to everybody else, and what New York truly is.
Yeah, but also I enjoyed Isabella Haddock too. Tell us about her and her character too.
Yeah, so this is her first film, so
really?
we have first for Nadir for an American film. This is her first film as an actress.
Yep.
And your response is exactly how everyone else is. They're blown away that the talent this little girl has off her first film is remarkable. Nadir was an extremely amazing mentor from an acting point of view, and she was just ready to be a sponge and absorb as much information and as much knowledge and experience from all of us a part of it, as well as Mustafa, who was our writer, and as well as a co-producer of ours, and and from us as well. And she was always asking questions about, did you like this? Did you like that? How about this? How about that? She was just ready to be as perfect as she wanted to be. She wanted to make sure she did the film justice, which she obviously did. And I mean, we found her through backstage casting. I mean, it's an incredible thing that we were able to find such talent through an online service. You know, it's very difficult to find.
Rare.
You know, it's very rare to find something like that, especially during a pandemic. Now, I need to be around the tri-state area so she can travel here because of the pandemic, and who also speaks Turkish, but also was United States like born in a way. You know, because it's an immigrant family. So, you know, it was a pretty crazy situation that we were lucky to be a part of.
Man, and I was truly impressed with her also. And I'm gonna tell you this, I'm telling you the truth too. When I first saw this, at first I thought it was a documentary. And then I realized that, wait a minute, this is a narrative. And because it seems so real to me.
Yeah.
That's why, you know, and it really touched me, this film. And well, who got this idea first between you, Dennis, or between you, Scott? Who got the idea first to say, let's do this?
Yeah, I mean, well, Dennis and I were supposed to, we were looking for our next project anyway, right? So we knew we wanted to direct another short film. But a couple months before that, we had our, you know, our sights on a particular short film project that we actually was speaking to Mustafa about to come on as a producer and collaborate with us, because we all want to collaborate together. But then, you know, that project didn't happen. So then a couple months later, we had the pandemic. And then, you know, Dennis and I are always strategizing and talking about what should we do? What should we do? And I don't know who said it first, but we said, why not make a film during the pandemic about the pandemic? This is a relevant topic. Let's be one of the first to do it, because we're, you know, we haven't been the first to do something like this, and to keep ourselves busy and to be creative and to keep the blood flowing during this difficult time. So, you know, I think it was just a natural thing that just blossomed from each other.
To add to also what Scott said too, it's when we were talking about this in the development phase, we knew that there were going to be a lot of films that were going to be made about the pandemic. It was inevitable because it was such a crazy time in our world. So we knew going in, look, other people are going to make pandemic films, but if we focus on a particular part, like we decided to focus on loss and a relationship between a father and a daughter, and we use the world of the pandemic and COVID per se as a tool to tell the story, but not necessarily the focus, that would help the film stand out. Nobody wants to see the ventilators and the hospitals. I mean, everyone saw enough of that. So I feel like that would be too cliche. As long as you paint the world around them that, yes, we still are in a pandemic. You see the masks, you see the graveyard, you see the guys carrying the casket in the opening scene with the hazmat suits. It's enough to say, okay, we are in COVID times, but we don't need, sometimes not doing that and just focusing on emotion and not too much dialogue is enough. Less is more, and storytelling at the end of the day is a visual medium. So if you can convey to the audience what's happening with not too much dialogue, the audience will digest and understand that.
And those are some of the best films too, with less dialogue. I mean, in fact, that was a Academy Award-winning French film. Barely had any dialogue. Well, let me ask you this question about working with your cinematographer, Laura Valadillo. How'd you get her on board? How did you get her to shoot? I mean, wow, she really shot this, and she really pictured this with the camera. It looks so real. I mean, how did you get her on board?
Yes, so Dennis and I have been following her work for some time now, and we've been really looking forward to hopefully working and collaborating with her one day. And we felt that this project was the right project to reach out to her. So we reached out to her, sent her the script, and told her, you know, what our goals were with this. We wanted to shoot it in a very documentarian way. So what you're saying and how you felt, that's exactly what our approach and initiative was. We told her, you know, we don't want any wide shots. We want to focus in on these characters, live with these characters, and just take a third point of view of just what they're going through emotionally, physically, and so on and so forth. And she said, I love rules. I love what you guys want to accomplish. And she took what we wanted and made it a reality. And she's that talented to be able to take what we had in here and put it on the screen.
Yeah, she really did a great job with that. And you in the Tribeca Film Festival, how exciting is that?
Extremely, extremely exciting.
Yeah, it's an amazing thing that we're able to world premiere our film in our hometown, at one of the biggest festivals in the world, the first major film festival holding in person. I mean, we just found out that we're going to have 600 people at our screening. It was sold out in 2 minutes. And we're just very lucky that, you know, we're able to showcase our film to a lot of people in person. And because of COVID, a lot of the virtual stuff has been opening up. So now they're able to see it around the world. So, you know, it's very exciting.
That's very exciting to me because I've been on a couple of boards of film festivals throughout my lifetime, and I know how exciting it is. Just one more question.
Yeah,
Sure.
Now, with your entertainment company, how did you start this, and also how do you select other people to come in and do projects with your entertainment company, your production company?
So we met many years ago. My cousin went to the same middle school as Scott, and my cousin basically reached out to me and said, "Hey, I'm going to this school. I'm going to school with this kid named Scott. He's a great filmmaker. He's been doing some great work. I want to connect you guys." So he ended up connecting us. We hit it off really well. As a matter of fact, at the time, Scott had like a project coming up. It was a music video. So he's like, "Hey, I'm shooting next week. Do you want to do it together?" And I said, "Sure." So I went over there. We did a great job on the video. And instantly, from when we first met, we understood each other creatively. We got along great. He was after the same goals as I was. And it was just something that was just meant to happen. It was just the universe just brought us together. And from that, we've not only developed a great professional partnership, but as well as also a great friendship. And Scott, I guess you can answer the next part of the
yeah. So
question.
I mean, and then from there we decided to create our company because, you know, we were putting a lot of good work and we wanted to create a brand for ourselves as we went through the festival circuit with our other 2 films as well as this film. And, you know, picking people to work with is always an interesting thing, and meeting new people and networking with new people. But I think at the end of the day, it's people who have the same goals as us, who want to just create great work, who are easy to work with, who want to collaborate, who aren't just dictators in a creative field. It's you know, you have to all be there for one reason, and especially during a pandemic when we're trying to create a film, you know, where your mental state is at and how you operate and how you work is so important to make sure everyone's on the same page, everyone's calm, and we're all there to create an amazing product that, you know, we always talk to people and we network and we keep people's numbers, and those we keep in contact with. We go through Instagram, Facebook. We have so many different plethora of ways of keeping in contact with people and meeting new people that we always just know in our gut that's like, that's a great collaborator, like we did with Mustafa, like we did with Laura, like we did with everybody else a part of our team. There was just an instant connection, and that's kind of how we like to operate.
Yeah, if I can add, it's a combination of like energy. So like, there's a lot of people that are great at what they do, and we'll look at other, you know, talents in the industry, whether it's a cinematographer or a gaffer or a producer, wardrobe, and we'll see what other projects have they done. We'll speak to other people, you know, how are they as collaborators? And I think it's really just finding people that, like what Scott said, that love what we love, making films, telling stories, and coming together and collaborating. Because this film, if it wasn't for our crew and our cast, it'd be impossible. It's just too many moving parts and too much to do, and you need to build a strong team around you, so then that'll allow you to execute.
You did a great job with this film.
Thanks,
Scott and Dennis. I want to thank you for taking time with me, Al McGee, with YETicket.com. Much success to you guys, and you know, keep in touch with me. Let me know what you're doing next, so we can talk about what you're doing next, or what you have done, or what you're going to do. I really would appreciate that, and I love to talk to filmmakers. I'm talking about people like you, and you know, besides the stars, you know, because you explain how the process takes a great step from the head to the film, and you did that today. So I want to thank you very much, and much success to you in the future and also tomorrow.
Thank you so very much. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.